Limbus Company. Hello! I think I forgot something. Yeah, there we go. The Limbus Company. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's just Limbus Company. I hope you like the surprise. It's a bit more chickeny. Well, going to be the best content next. I doubt it. The press X doubt. And as president, we'll see about that. Yeah, There's gonna be one fun thing right now. First ever stream. Limbus Company. Account already pre-stacked. Okay, yeah. Those are the only 3 songs I put in a playlist. It's yeah. It's pretty much over. There we go. Limbus Company, this is gonna be the most fun part. Waiting for the load in. For the connector, sorry. Hello. Encoding overload, yes! It's about a chicken to grab and then directly to carousel. There we go! First stream already level 50. I did a lot of grinding to get to 5 minutes and already 50 level. Chicken eater done. Did it? Yeah, I did my dailies. Okay, good. Good, I did my dailies. Awesome. I've been getting over the camera guys. It's not really necessary because it's only Spiele. I have awesome teams. Anyways, this is gonna be fun. 1 day and 6 hours. I have 0 reward exchange and still have stuff to exchange. I have no idea how to fix it. I try listening to myself a bit. I have no idea. Test this, hello. No. Maybe this did something? Let's see myself. Yeah? Nah. I don't know. To be honest, the equalizer doesn't really do any difference from what I notice every time. I have no idea. It's probably more my room. I need my fan. I didn't really hear any difference from this both. But yeah, I have 0. I still have still quite a lot to exchange. And only 1 day and 6 hours left. Yeah! There's gonna be more focus for tomorrow. That's my focus for tomorrow, okay. That's the dream ending. Think of some rewards. So yeah. Is everyone excited? With my 2 empty rooms, so everything echoes. Yeah, that's just my room. I really get mad if you go about that. But is everyone excited? For the Canto of Dawn, the dream ending Canto. The 7th Canto. My hyperactive core. Is everyone ready for which treats the life and the contracts of the not so famous but valiant Don Quixote? Well, not me. I'm just let's go. It's so fitting that this is the last image since I read at the stage. This is so fitting. I didn't even think about it. The night approacheth the great haste. Yet thou shalt hew open a path, cleaving the shadows in twain. It's like the worst card to be streaming since the writing style. With blessings and approval of thy family, of which there is no equal. Challenge and vanquish all things perilous, and at last reach true happiness. Thus how undoubtedly magnificence with which mine ingenious adventures of today shall shine, which is our adventure as well. You remember the words, right? A fixer must maintain a head clear of corruption, speech free of deceit, and conduct guided by clemency. Show courage in adventure, and bear pain in suffering. And pray, forget not the mercy for the downtrodden. Last but not least, pursue your dream, even if it means wagering your life in the chase. But it's the dream ending, Canto. That doesn't make sense that we are pursuing our dream. Should you ever fail to stand by even one of these tenets, I'll smack your guys upside the head myself. Steel yourself and always keep moving forward. Is that not a threat most unfair? And the Jack Squire, how unfair of thee! Most unfair, I say! What is it this time? For once have I believed that 'twas my time to shine. Much did I wish to be the one to pull off the final flourish in its deserved splendor. 'Twas my chance to mark my name in the newspapers. Awesome. Returning to P-Corp's warp train station seemed to always remind Dawn of our last misadventure. She had repeated the exact same complaint a few times by now. I mean, she got... Oh? Wherefore dost thou make an expression of such great dourness, Manager Esquire? I don't even have a face, let alone an expression. How untrue! How untrue! Dost thou not see? All things blessed with existence as heart, even the little critters, and indeed, even the blades of grass, which most people were bother not to linger, even the fleeting thought open, forsooth an existence of a hard necessitates an expression, or wouldst thou not say? What? I read all that, I understood nothing at all. Even little critters, Pablo mentioned. That is to say, we mustn't let the strength of the body be the scale with which we judge one's measure. Thus preserve, let only thy unbending heart be the tool with which thou dispensest justice. Hark, hark! Happy Pablo noises. Right. Out with it. Who encouraged the last this time? No! Oh no! Heck it on to me, Manager Esquire! Some time ago, in the freight car of the warp train. Don Quixote? Hey! Can you hear me? Say something! Don Quixote regards me silently. No, that's some eldritch being who I can't help but wish is Don Quixote, gazing at me. Gazing is real. Gazing is real. She opens her mouth. My instinct is screaming at me to not listen to her, but... Damn, it's a Dante familiar! Only speaks in thoughts! Don Quixote? Has the ended? No. I don't think it's ended. Is that so? Rocinante, to me. I beseech you. I don't know if I gave her the right answer. But my answer was an almost instinctual relay of a thought that manifested in my head. Don Quixote closes her eyes upon hearing my reply. As thought drifting away into a gentle, pleasant dream. And I carefully slipped the ragged pair of running shoes she caught Rocinante onto her feet. And I make a silent wish that her blood-red eyes never, ever open again. Stopped. Have we arrived? Fee? Whatever is this? Where have the villainous bloodfiend gone? Don Quixote. Let's thou strike down the car? And back to present. I kinda feel like we all missed out on something good. Wish I was there with Faust and Dante when I went down to see how you guys managed to kill that guy, you know? Let's just leave a certain someone out of the story, hmm? She was there as well. Though she embarrassingly passed out like a coward in front of that bloodfiend. A shame of Limbus Company, I say. Not even Faust saw that. S-O-L-C. Pathetic. Come on, we all passed out too, didn't we? I suppose I should have been there to take the reins of the sinners. Were you that scared of that bloodfiend, Don Quixote? It's okay, I understand how you feel. Sure, you stand there still and calm, unmoving in the face of such base mockery. I agree, Claudia. I do feel like we missed out on something big. Because when we got there in the aftermath, what we saw was a very confused looking Dante standing over the Bloodfiend's exploded, melted parts. I was standing? Confused? Was I? Forsooth! Why didst thou not wake me? I would have even forgiven thee for slapping my cheeks upside down. So, what actually happened in the... I already told you guys earlier, didn't I? What? You just trade off with that's you know, until we change the subject. What are you talking about? Executive Manager, perhaps you're in a similar state of explosive delirium to the one you experienced earlier. I'm referring to the time when your head burst into flames. Oh, no, it's He just began glaring at me warningly as though my clock head was about to explode at any moment. That didn't happen. That didn't happen? Uh-huh. Well, if you won't talk, then I turn to Miss Faust, a second eyewitness. Can I get some statements from you, madam? Rodia asked confidently, still in the mood to play detective. Faust did not have any information she deems necessary to share at the moment. Gotcha! Then right back at you, witness Dante. Listen up. I have an important announcement to make. I've come to make an announcement. No, Virgilius. Don't make the Eggman announcement. So pay close attention. I have no idea if it was a confidence or not, but Virgilius stepped in at just the right moment to divert the sinners away from me. As you are all well aware, we've been contracted by E.G.O to work on the case here. I suppose we've done this song and dance enough times for you to know what's coming. Right. I suppose we'll be having a scuffle song dance, whatever the higher halves one with distortions and abnormalities or what have you. Did I get it right? Aha! It is a quest that leads us to lay claim upon another gold bow in our hands, is it not? Don Quixote replies, brimming with excitement. Yes. Well, if the two of you were able to catch on that quick, then I don't suppose any further elaboration is necessary. However, this operation will be somewhat... No, let me correct myself. This operation will be drastically different from anything you have done so far. It may be one of our most bothersome missions. When wasn't it been like that? I guess it would be pretty bothersome to have to tag along with a group that's 2-3 times larger than our own, but Sinner's intuition appears to be growing sharper by the day. Are we actually? You know what? I think I'm just going to keep these guesses to myself from now on. It's not something that can be negotiated. Well, isn't it better to join a group 3 times our size rather than the opposite? Would this be a joint operation then? Who will we be working with? You gotta say I have the fondest memories of joint operations. Memories of pain, if you will. Our mission at K-Corp was our first and last experience with a joint operation. I still vividly remember watching Mustard's arm flying off, smacking against a pillar, and squelching onto the floor. A more accurate recounting of the event would have included the fact that my scapula was also forcibly separated from my torso. Can't we just keep this between us? Yeah, the guys will just get in our way and screw everything up. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I certainly agree with that one. How presumptuous of you all. You do well to remember that you are not the only team coming into this operation harboring such arrogant thoughts. This contract is, after all, an open contract, hosted by the HANA Association. This association overlooking the operation of fixes. But Julius stopped himself, noticing an ominous aura from one of the sinners. There stood Don Quixote, practically vibrating with excitement. Someone gag Don Quixote at your earliest convenience. Hello, me. Don when Pixel mentioned. True. I don't think I have to voice that, it was perfectly understandable. Anyway, this means that our colleagues joining the operation won't be any ragtag bands of fixers from some alleyway office no one's ever heard of. It is very likely that fixers from somewhat established associations will be joining us. Yeah. Stop wriggling your lips. I'm so glad that Otis was here to stop Don Quixote from exploding into joy. Because if she hadn't, we'd be drawing the attention of every single person in a sizable radius around us. Right. So what kind of monster are we dealing with this time? Other than that, how do they want it done? You're talking like some shady backstreet fixer? But Julius looked up just as Heathcliff asked his question. Further details will be shared by our client, who graces us with a timely arrival. At yellow soon. Reminds me of something I might have seen, but I have no idea which it was. Out of fuzz and yes, yes. Isn't it like something from like Library of Ruin, like similar? I feel like. I mean, you know more about that. In which is explored Limbus Company's not exactly first alliance with a wing. What did I get think of? I mean, it's a wing. So she's the one who. She's the one we were supposed to meet here at the station.
E.G.O. 특색 붉은 시선님을 뵈어 영광이군요.
I keep thinking of like, I don't know how to describe it, the Black Bee or something. I don't know. I have no idea what they are called. With like the fancy cape. You can't call names out of like that. I have no idea. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of like Bina. Of course the outfit is different, but I mean the colors remind me of like the whole stuff with Bina. And that's only because black yellow. That's all! My. What an honor this is to meet the Red Gaze himself in the flesh. Everyone, I am pleased to meet you. I am Cicero, head manager of E.G.O Archival Department. Archival. Danke, Otis, for starting with that word. Thank you. Archival Department. So you are bookkeepers then? In a manner of speaking, yes.
회사에서는 꽤
It is a rather significant that department within E.G.O, regardless of how other wings treat their own archivists. If a big wing like the head manager of such important department is here to see us herself, then why, I guess we really are putting our names out there.
틀린 말은 아니네요. 당신들 림버스
Not an
컴퍼니에
entirely incorrect assessment.
들려오더라고요.
I did hear some things about you and Limbus Company through the word of mouth.
뭐라더라.
What was that? Ah yes, a medium-sized enterprise
같이 불사하면서
with its employees gladly braving death to see a contract to its end? Or just to obtain these golden bells? That's true, I guess, but... Hey, she's actually making us sound pretty impressive, huh?
바로 그것이네. 본인과 동료들은 수많은 역경과 죽음을 각오하며
Forsooth, I and my dearest compatriots have vanquished countless evils through all kinds of hardship and deadly foes, brave death indeed. The other sinners were more confused than impressed by her description, but it was clear from Don Quixote's practically twinkling eyes that she was immensely infatuated by it. We did receive a brief of this. We did receive a brief of this contract. A particular stubborn overnight case, which all kinds of fixers have failed to root despite their repeated attempts.
맞아요.
Correct.
해결사들이 올 때마다 선수 보장식이나 되는 당신 같은 사람이 마중 나와 줄 일은 없었을 테고.
I doubt it is customary for the head manager of an entire department to treat every no-name fixer office looking to make a name for themselves.
그것 또한 맞습니다.
Correct again.
더군다나
And seeing how you've done the lengths of privately deliver this particular contract to our hands.
우리에게 원하는 게
This is no simple urban nightmare eradication contract, is it?
그 이상의 무언가.
I sense that your expectations of us extend beyond simply defeating it.
아까 말한 대로
There must be a particular task you are expecting us to brave death for, giving your emphasis.
이상한 기분이네요.
But not feeling.
굳이 숨.
I wasn't going to hide it from you anyway, but it feels as though you're reading me like an open book. We stared in dumbfounded silence as Virgilius effortlessly cut through the hoops to get to the core of the contract. Never heard about urban nightmares and stuff in Limbus. Yeah, that's why we just stare dumbfounded silence as Virgilius effortlessly cut through the hoops or to get through the core of the contract. Because we have no idea. At least I.
맞아요.
Yes.
처벌 대상이 있는
Our
위치에
people were quite blunt about this when you contracted us first.
이건 당신.
That there's this golden bow somewhere near our eradication target.
처음에 그 연락을
I
받았을 때 얼마나
was so astonished when I picked up that card.
정확하게
Your people refused to answer our questions,
정확한 좌표를
refused to tell us what those golden bows are,
들어야지만 알수 있다고 하고.
insisted that we let your people inside the zone to confirm the exact coordinates. I almost thought it was a prank call or something.
하지만 그 순간 결코
I believe we also made you an offer you couldn't refuse.
장담하는데
I don't know if
회사에는 정보 수집
I don't know if it's a particularly versatile agent or a very proactive intelligence department, but your company has some serious intergathering capabilities. Cesara let out a deep sigh and leaned against the wall, his shoulders slumping slightly.
그래서 토벌해야
So what exactly are we eradicating this time?
여러 해결사가
Given that we have hopeful fixers
지난번
growing up to join the mission,
어딘가에
what is an escaped abnormality wreaking havoc somewhere like last time? Is it a distortion? Because if it is, Cesara wordlessly stared at Ishmael as she began to rapidly fire her list of questions. Oh, right. Forgot to explain. So abnormalities and distortions are the kind of monsters that may look similar at first glance. If only our purpose was just another monster to deal with. Something had caught my eye immediately after we arrived at this place. Missing persons flyers. Countless flyers, each in search of a different person, were taped to the pillars inside the station. Looks like people of the E.G.O are randomly going missing in no discernible age or gender patterns. Cesaro, realizing that we were staring at the wall of missing person flyers, began. As you can see, the flyers are all old, faded, and tattered to the point where the papers are starting to peel off. Which means that none of them have returned home safely. So we are not dealing with an entity, then this is a phenomenon. The land where the happiest smiles bloom. The amusement park of fables and legends. La Mancha Land. La Mancha Land. More than several dozen people have been reported missing, but the real number is likely much higher. Most of the guests who visited La Mancha Land, which mysteriously materialized 2 months ago at the back street of E.G.O, are still trapped with it. Have gone missing? Oh, serious? Yet how can that be? This against the nature of amusement parks to be so full of horror, not joy. I simply did not have enough manpower under my authority to deal with this. It was designated an urban lake 3 days after its first appearance. And it's been escalated to an urban nightmare. Curious. If it is a mere urban nightmare, not even a star of the city, then shouldn't E.G.O be able to easily handle this on its own? That's the thing. The other departments aren't really interested in this phenomenon. Which means that the Marshal Department won't be sending the elite employees to handle this case. What? Yet, wherefore doth E.G.O not deploy their elite forces to swiftly vanquish this risk of lives of the innocent? Kyoto was now completely and emotionally invested in this gripping tale of tragedy that our client was sharing. Cesaro seemed to be enjoying non-Kyoto's excessive, almost theatrical reaction, because the phenomenon only affects the back streets. Imagine if it happened somewhere within a nest. Patrons of elite agents from the compression department would have descended the moment it manifested. That's enough beating around the bush, head manager Sarah. What more are you hiding? It would have been a walk in the park for someone of your status and station to requisition agents from a different department. So explain, why did you really go through the trouble of hiring Limbus Company? Yes. My, you really are unrelenting. Fine, I confess. The god of our department isn't the eradication of La Mancha then? Huh? Now you will soon be heading into La Mancha Land with the other fixers. A piece of advice, if you will, do not let the other fixers know that you are here to find the Golden Bell. Afterward, to somehow find out that there's a mysterious artifact called the Golden Bell hiding somewhere within that zone. It could start attracting unwanted attention from fixers who consider it a bounty separate from the eradication robot. No need to steal apart. And I'm sure you're all savvy enough to know that it would be wise to keep quiet about the true objective of our department. If you know what I mean. I hear you loud and clear. Let's skip the hush-hush between E.G.O and Limbus Company. We both get what we want, and we can go our separate ways so once the business is over. No fuss, no muss. Did I get it right? That's a pretty good summary.
너무 얕잡아 보지 말도록.
Where do you think we are?
청하게 기밀을
I can tell you right now that when it comes to offset, some of us might fall slightly behind.
이제 슬슬
It's about time we get to the point. We're only attracting more unwanted eyes when lingering here. That's true.
라만차랜드로 들어가.
Here's your mission. Enter La Mancha Land, find the thing or someone that created La Mancha Land,
찾은 뒤
and bring it to me.
저에게
누군가?
Or someone?
무언가일 수도 있다.
That thing or someone. Is too insufficient a description.
알 수 없는 것인가?
We do not have, we don't even know if what we seek is made of organic or inorganic material.
단순히 라만차랜드를
So, why do you need the fake person who created La Mancha Land? Shouldn't eradicating it be enough? Pizarro's eyes twinkled for a brief moment as they lingered on Super. Did I say something wrong?
그런 질문을 감히 할 거라는
I don't know.
생각조차 하지 못해.
I suppose I was flabbergasted by your boldness of daring to ask a question like that.
제가 당신들에게
Notice how I'm not asking you why you're looking for the golden bells.
뭐
Well,
굳이 숨길
it's not like a big secret or anything.
굳이 말씀드리자면
If you really do want to know, here it is.
묻기 위해서죠.
I just want whoever or whatever it is behind this case to be held responsible for the damage they've caused.
맞는 말.
Forsooth, a villain who have committed such wicked atrocity deserveth a punishment most fitting.
그리고 겸사겸사
And as a little bonus, I get to put some achievements under my belt to give my department a little push to rise above the others. I could use some promotion right about now, you know?
어차피
I suppose it doesn't matter whether we accept our your proposition or not. You must have already reached an agreement with the top brass of our company.
만약 우리가 그곳을
Right.
직접 없애버리는데
But what if, after Kingdom Phenomenon's ours,
이상한 놀이공원을
we don't bother bringing the bloke who made the bizarre amusement park?
그땐 어쩔 거냐?
What will you do then? Ifrith spoke crassly, but it was a reasonable question. After all, there was also a chance that we could fail to bring the culprit here, even if we wanted to.
당장 손에 넣을 수
Well, then I suppose we'll start looking into what these golden bells are, even if we don't get our hands on them immediately. Huh, so you still start getting in our way if we don't bring you what you want? Is that it?
물론 데려온다면 굳이 그런
It would be rather unnecessary to cause ineffective research investment, of course. But you just might force our hand if you don't do as we request.
그리고
Besides, well, La Mancha Land is only an urban nightmare at the moment.
그 위험
Its threat level is rising exponentially.
도시 곳곳에서
This means that more and more people in the city are beginning to catch wind of this case.
지금 이 순간에도
Numerous fixers from all over the city are gathering here at the very moment to eradicate La Mancha Land. To demonstrate my point.
라만차랜드를 토벌할 사람.
So you're saying that we are not your only option?
돈과 명예를 원하는 자들은
Who doesn't love fame and fortune? We'd always get a truckload of winning participants if we wanted to. Oh, and maybe, just maybe, some fixers among them may find themselves becoming practically interested in these golden bells.
값진 것이
I swear, these precious artifacts must have a particular smell that attracts fixers like bees to honey. All the urban things are basically how dangerous certain beings or things that are killing a bunch of people or destroying a chunk of the city are. And Urban Nightmare is the second highest. Is the highest than an Urban Hell? Or further? Like attracts fixers like bees and honey. This is the one with the yellow lights.
다른 세력이나 해결.
Second highest is the of the city, and highest is apparently Imperatus Civitatis. Bless you. Star of the city. Okay. Got it. you want this mission to, taken care of before the phenomenon attracts too much attention.
이번에도 이야기의 핵심을 잘
You're cutting right through the fluff again.
맞아요.
Anyways,
일이죠.
you got that right.
서로가
Isn't it so fortunate how we both seem to be under the impression that what each of us is looking won't be much use for the other? For now, at
그래서
least.
당신들도 황금가지에 대해 말을 아끼는
Purity of the state,
라만
says Google Translate.
무언가에 대해서 입조심을 하는 거죠.
I would say civilization's impurity. The purity of a civilization. I think that's a better description. Suppose that's why you're not keeping the nature of those gold bars discreet. And that is why we are keeping it on the down low about what created the mansion.
다다.
Agreed.
많은 놈이 많은
The more eyes observe an info, the less value it has. Like run off the mill, mass-produced products.
그럼 그렇지.
Of course, it's all work talk. I got excited for a sec, thinking we were about to get some nice souvenirs.
당신들에게 거는 기대가 커요.
We have very high expectations for every single one of you. When something becomes the impurity civilization, the head will deal with it. Okay.
죽음까지도 불사신
After all,
분들이잖아요.
you're all willing to die for this, aren't you? She keeps saying that. This is what every single one of our contracts has been like. For stability and safety go out the window the moment a mission begins in earnest. Anything below that, don't give a shit unless they break one of the rules. We share nothing but our code goals and objectives, not exchanging anything deeper than the shallowest transactions. It would be funny if like one Canto finale was like the evil guy has the normal fight, then it goes to the second phase, similar to pretty much most boss in video game history, with a second phase, mainly similar to Chroma. And then, after that fight, they're like preparing something, like something is finished, like the work is finished, what they wanted, and right when they wanted to use it, the head just swoops in, kills them, and the end. It's just, yeah, okay, it's breaking one of the rules, they come, they finish off. Similar to how Damon just comes in. That would be funny. I mean, I don't even know how one of the heads even look like. We share nothing but our code goals and objectives, not exchanging anything deeper than the shallowest transactions. I'd grow to accept this as an inevitability. Was part of that. Okay. Interesting. And dangerous. But I do not know that this is probably not the right way. Amidst the dull and resigned eyes of the other sinners, Don Quixote's eyes alone burned with passionate fire. The arbiters seemed to have the hexagon pattern. You're throwing so many words I either don't know or I forgot about. Mostly forgot about. Wasn't up? Awesome! Thou mayest put thy faith in us, head manager Kisara. I, Don Quixote, and my compatriots here at Limbus Company shall put an end to the terrible reign of this La Mancha land, and rescue every single victim it have claimed. And mark my words, we should pinch this wild rascal who created La Mancha Land by the collar and present them before thee. Griffey, smite them with the hammer of justice in everyone's teeth.
어머나,
Instead,
그거 참 안심이 되는 말이네요. 웬만한 해결사들보다
my,
믿음직스러운
you certainly know how to inspire confidence. That's more than I could say for the vast majority of fixers I have known. I, Don Quixote, shall battle valiantly and honorably. Thus shall my name be forever etched in the hearts of Peacock. Don Quixote was bouncing up and down like she was prepared to stand Kizaru's beck and call. Please stop.
그 짧은 시간에
This woman suddenly wasted no time figuring out how to turn her into the putty in her hands. It really ain't that difficult to see how the last works. To be fair,
그럼 슬슬
Right then.
이동할까요?
shall we get a move on?
나세!
Let us depart.
안내해
Either way, Lady Kizaru.
안타깝지만
Oh, I'm sorry. Certainly, I can go
저는
there
여러분들이
with you.
여기
He said the location marked on his piece of paper.
어디서인가?
Yet what for? A journey on thy lonesome shall be so dreary, no?
당연하잖아요.
It's an obvious.
온갖 해결사들이 모여
If we show up at the Fix's gathering with the head manager of a whole department in tow, we'd attract more eyes than superstars on a red carpet. Yeah, I'm sure they'll soon have found our connection to Peacock at a glance. Yet are not stars so super variety of good gold to strive for? Don Quixote. This might come as news to you, but sometimes words can mean more than one thing at a time.
현장은 뒷골목에 있으니
There's a pass that lets you move freely between the backswing and the nest of people.
뒷골목과 둥지를
You note that it's a work visa. However, it won't last forever. If they can't just hand out something so important this easily, I can imagine why her department would be able to handle it, won't be able to handle them themselves. Sinclair was still quietly suspicious, but that Smada was practically buried in the brief commotion that followed as soon as he gathered in front of Kizaru to receive their visa. Story and battle! Did I got a notification right when I was streaming? Let's see. Now with time for wherein the sinners are accepted and respected by fixers in ways of the city. Enemy info. They were intended. And the special thing about it, what my goal was for the past couple of days, I'm getting every important one to next level, is with the help of a certain support identity, we're going into battle like this. I almost fully fleshed out La Mancha Land team without Barber. Since when the La Mancha Land rerun came, I got everything but Barber and Manager. Which is funny. Since I reworked my account multiple times because I got the Manager. Maybe I should have sticked with Manager. But they also have the 80% bonus from both E.G.Os. Since when putting for the Hatred Bakery one, I got the E.G.O. A bit late for that, since it was practically almost over the event. And I already had Exchange Everlasting. Yeah. This is what we're gonna do for the majority of everything. And for the case we need a 7th member, we have my personal goat, the middle little brother Sinclair. He just wins. He just wins. No pre-definition of when he wins, he just wins. Now into story and battle we go. Sarah's directions led us to an empty lot in the back streets. The hell is this now? This ain't like the tight alleyways of the back streets I know. What's this huge empty lot doing here? Right? Weird. It's rare to see this much real estate go unused in the back streets. A bunch of banners hanging by the buildings for some reason too. Miss Faust and I will converse with the person in charge. The rest of you, assist the situation in the meantime. Don't start any trouble. Don't start too much trouble until we return. Oh, may His place the faith in us. He's given up on the slim of hope that we won't be getting into any trouble without him. Well, I mean, there's a battle in this, so slight foreshadowing that we are going into trouble. Well, let's see what we're working with here. The empty lot was surrounded by all kinds of warning signs and perimeter tapes, deterring anyone from haphazardly wandering inside. And when we reached out to grab the tapes to duck under them, dude! A voice rang out, stopping us in our tracks. Yeah? I mean, what? Our traumatic fixes. Alright. I've been nice. It doesn't seem like you guys know what you just walked into. This place is off limits, okay? Off limits. Fixes on it. Like me and the rest of the people gathered here, yeah? F-I-X-E-R-S. Civvies aren't allowed onto operation grounds. Jeez, these peacock folks sure are sloppy with their perimeter job. Wait, why do you look at me when you said that? What? I was concerned for our safety. No worries, good man, no worries. Fixers we may not be, but the daring heart of justice that burns within thee is just as bright in our own. Forsooth, we are prepared to brave death to see it. Don Quixote confidently leaps over the warning tape and scampers into the empty lot. Hey, do you have any idea what you're walking into? Fuck! We arrived here on a contract just as you. The contract for the eradication of the Mancha land. Proud of fixers. I could practically hear everyone in the empty lot turning around to look at us. The looks on their eyes could hardly be described as friendly. In fact, their alarm at our arrival was palpable. That's when one of the fixers, wielding a massive weapon, strode in our direction. You're here for the hunt? You tropes? Well, intimidating fixer. What kind of hunt? How hunt? Wild hunt. Oh man, silly me. I forgot to do maintenance for my weapons. I don't have time for this. I guess I'll go take care of that now. Bye! The obnoxious guy, who was clearly way over his head, hurried away when the giant of a fixer stopped his way into the conversation. And the other fixers shook their heads as though they knew what was about to happen. You're clearly not fixers from an association. Obviously not anyone from an office. Or even passing renown. How many more of these small-time freeloaders are we going to take on? Except any more of them. and we'd end up having us to split an arm for that reward money between us. You're already getting these bloody tosses raring for a fight. Emblems on the gobs apparently say Fang Hunt office, yet Hunt thanks has to mean you even seen one of them in person before? If he seen what? Blood fiends. Blood fiends? Wait, we're dealing with blood fiends in this contract? You're not informed of any blood fiend involved in this contract. Would you look at that? No, nothing, amateurs. All of them. All of them. It makes my blood boil to watch idiots like you rushing to nab a contract just for the promise of some cash and fame. Not only do you get in the way of the hunt, but you also really spoil the fun out of this activity. Always this Fang Hunt. They're always big talk but can't do anything. Isn't that right, Hongluo's identity? So what? What's so wrong with keeping your eye on the money? I don't think they're here just for the contract reward. Yes. This case seems to hold a special meaning to them. Fools driven by the greed are much more troublesome to deal with than simpletons motivated by money. Refuse to take part in an operation alongside these idiots. I won't even know what it's like to deal with blood. Huh. It was weird. What? I trace for some reason repeated the same sound, bite over and over, but it was only for me. Because when I refresh, everything was not. Okay, odd. I mean, we have dealt with one blood fiend. To be more precise, the prince. Is the best example. STFU. As much as I would like to avoid entertaining your amateurs, I'll admit that curiosity has gotten the better of me. What did she just say to me? Shut the fuck up, you arrogant son of... It was shut that flap hole ugly. Oh! Looks like you let a bit of your personal feelings bleed into that interpretation. But yours wasn't half bad. Anyways, this isn't our first blood fiend contract, you know? May not be much, but we have dealt with them before. We don't deserve to get talked down by the like that. By you like that? Not one of us. At least when it comes to fighting. Bad comeback, but docking a few points for that hesitation there. Though this ain't your first rodeo. Rodeo. Rodeo? Rodeo. Think the big boy are. I mean, technically, you should have already got that one. Then show me what you've got. Let's see if you're all talk or if you're real hunters ready for the real deal. Well, mate, are you really doing this? Yeah. Before we even set foot in there? I'm telling you, we've got permits and everything. Don't be a baby. I'd hurt you just enough to send you home crying. With a broken arm and a leg, convince you. He sounds like, he acts like he is just pretty much just the okay. You'll thank us on your journey home. Let's say an arm and leg are much more acceptable losses than getting your blood brutally drained by a blood fiend. Well, let's see how well you are against blood fiends. Look at that, it's the guy. Oh yeah, I have announced this. Right. He doesn't even have a name, he can't be that difficult to defeat, even though he's using his third skill. First skill, okay. First save, okay. Yeah! Why is the princess so weak? You never get things done at zero sanity. For Buffin Hana, but it was I, the old king. You can never escape me, Heath. This guy is pathetic. Just a clash per counter, yeah. Okay, to be fair, it's a third skill. It's a third skill and yeah. Not really so good. But it is. I guess better than nothing. And then we got a dome. It's one coin against two. I think winning one coin should be enough to suffice. Like most IDs go. Yeah, that's why like I want to see an identity that wants to use the skill 1 really often, as it being stronger than the third skill. Which is insane if you think about it. Oh, Rodian actually won that. The tank failed. Awesome. Everyone won but the tank. Ah, sure. For manager, I try to use skill 1 as much as possible, so when she has enough hard blood for enhanced skill 1 and 3, I can use the skill 2 instead of enhancing 1. There we go. Making it more likely to lose Clash.
예상한 것보다 움직임이 좋구나.
너희가 아까 생공격을 한 바람에 바늘이
Exorcist don't matter at all.
나 이거 잠깐 수리 좀 해야 할 것 같은데. 아, 이 옷에는 드라이버를 안 가지고 다녔나?
Blab on mouth helper.
잠깐 집중해야 하니까 말 그만할게. 아, 너희 잘했어.
And the Blood Fiend hunters lose to the Blood Fiends. Yes! Bonk.
내 죄는 내가 알아서 처리한다. 무기를 만드는 것만큼
Well, I know one thing. It's gonna be horrible for me when fighting the Blood Fiends, since someone else said he had a resistance to bleed. It's gonna be fun. Ich better look at that. I wonder which one I should choose. You kind of see even with my Blood Fiend, so you'll be fine. Okay. Oh, skill 3. Get it away from grip first. Skill 2. Better clash power than skill 3. I love it. This one guy. Yeah, I think he didn't stand a chance at all.
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에선 그런 생각밖에 들 게 없었지, 그치? 하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갔네?
Let's go get it away.
한 번에 이렇게 강한 공격을 할 줄은 모르고 옛날에 만든 기기를 가지고 왔거든. 뭐 정확한 수치는 몰라도 아무튼 대단한 공격.
What's your sanity, bro?
자부심을 가져도 좋겠어.
Hey, only him again. Griffith seriously has one of the worst skill 3s. I wonder which one should I choose?
잠깐 집중해야 하니까 말 그만할게. 아, 너희 잘했어.
How many last rest do you want? Yes. How much green do I have? Do I have some green? You'll die from mana. He picked the wrong house. It's like man.
고해는 나중에 이 눈들을 너무 퍼레이드 중에는 말
상담은 나중으로 내 작품에.
Damn! Greg is the only one that has green skin for Homer's Gambit. God damn it! That's not good. Let's see this. Yeah. He had like the same amount of HP like one of the regular hunts with the attack. And he did a terrible job getting rid of the Blood Fiends. Yo, for some reward, pocket watch. Of what befell our company upon our departure from the Red Gaze's hands. Enemy info, Red Gaze. That would be fine. Silver Sinclair's? Okay, here's one. None. And that's one. Awesome. Actually is beating the Senna senseless for no reason. And wanting to beat up Dante for also being like that. For not doing anything, but he can't. You really don't know when to stop, huh?
이거 잘 송출은 되고 있는 거야? 마이크 어디 제품? 아, 이거면 걱정은 없겠네. 좋아, 시작할까?
Hey, this is better for Clash. I guess for clashing it's good. Enough. Yeah, it worked better than the other skill I had.
엎드리도
That's a skill 1 for some and skill 2 for most. It's not like I compared the clashing of a skill 1 with a skill 3.
점 찍었네.
I'm surprised how many clones this Fang Hunt fixer has. It's quite impressive.
장치가 있었나? 아니면
There's so many clones.
너희가 이기기까지 걸리는 시간이
Yeah.
되고 있네.
Everything is full of skill 1, and the next one is skill yeah, skill 3. Okay, I got it right. Yeah. Right, the next one is skill 3. Double skill 1. Wasn't there like something with defending? He needs to get rid of those before the head makes him a headshot. Isn't there like something with defending? Not consume? Vincent has his corner. Okay.
죄인인가?
형이 피날레 뚫리고 아차!
또한 용서할 테니.
You really?
너희의 무기로 이 혈투를 승리.
This is such a waste! This is such a waste! This is such a waste. E. One-sided.
고귀하게 흐르는 첩고자지야. 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋고 네 피분수
합격장.
Hey, you inflicted a one rupture.
너희들의 사랑의 힘이 빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 기울들었어.
And he is less of a waste.
너희의 무기로
He has a bit more HP. I'm fine with that.
산소류 경을
죄인인가?
라샹
정상값이네. 사실 그 상황에서 이런 공격밖에 고를 게 없. 하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갔네? 솔직하게 말해서 한 번에 이렇게 강한 공격을 할 줄은 모르고 아주 옛날에 만든
Paralyzed.
뭐 정확한 수치는 몰라도
okay.
아무튼 대단한 공격에 성공한 거네. 자부심. 이제 끝났네. 너희들이 원한 대로 된 거 맞지? 아, 여기저기 부서진 것 같은데 저건 우리 직원들 시켜서
Enhanced counter gives least HP in a shield basically.
변신 기술은 듣도 보도 못한 기술을 쓰는군.
Your transformations. I must say I haven't seen anything like it before.
야, 이
I
정도면
can imagine you play Limbus Company without using any identities in it. Your transformations! What transformations are you talking of? Got enough demonstration for you twit?
그래, 이 정도면
Fine, I admit.
인정할 수밖에.
You've got some skill.
괜찮은 놈들이.
They're not half bad.
제 몫을 할 줄 아는
We always welcome cooperation with fellow fixers who can carry their own weight.
이제 보니
Hey, I recognize you. I saw you guys busily chatting away back at the warp train platform. My name's Romeo, by the way. I was gonna say, she's gonna call out everything we did, so it's gonna be more terrible.
일행이 싸우는데
You just sat there and watch as your men were out here fighting.
처음부터 구경했던
Yeah, by the way, the fight was already underway when I got here. I doubt I would have been able to talk them out of it. Besides, I had a feeling that you guys could hold your own against my men.
이해해줘.
So please allow me to ask for your understanding. They're not bad people. They're just on edge.
조금 예민한 거지.
Anyone would be well after what they've gone through if in their struggles against the Bloodfiends.
그런 존재.
You have my understanding. Hunting entities such as those who lie beyond the keen must plant seeds of doubt in many of heart of men. Many a heart of men. Talked about the identities, but not that that half the team was Bloodfiends. Yes! That is also true.
사실 나도 얘들
Right.
의견에 부분적으로는 동의해.
And I do agree with them, at least partially.
피사와 하나
The past step at P-Corp and the HANA Association for Fixers participating in this contract is shockingly low and indiscriminate.
나였다면
If it were up to me, I would have set a more strict set of conditions. His friendly smile fluttered slightly as he gestured around the empty lot.
저쪽 천막.
Look around, over there,
뭘
by the command tent.
하는지.
Just one look and
전문가에게
who we are looking with and who we are working with. I'm sure it'll become plenty clear that they don't know what they are walking into. They should have hired only professionals to take on this contract. On the command, and we all simultaneously turned to look at the large, noisy tent.
여러분들 봤어?
Oh, what am I seeing? This is so confusing.
랑 같은 의뢰를 하면서 부대 끼고 있어야 된다는 거야.
Sing associated. What the fuck? I don't remember the Mossad identity having a selfie stick. I don't remember that. Jesus. His selfie stick is what applies rupture. He's doing blunt attacks. A blunt rupture identity, which is rare to see since for the Haitian attacks. Wow, Chad! Is this for real? There was a huge brawl by the entrance. It's really an amateur hour out here, guys. Can you believe that? I gotta stand shoulder to shoulder with these idiots for the contract?
저자는 또
What the hell is he doing? Oh no, I'm getting caught out, god damn it! In the distance, we saw some guy running his mouth and striking several exaggerated, dramatic poses in a tiny device, most likely a camera of sorts. I know, we've all had experience with someone like him in the past. That guy reminds me of a certain someone. Yeah, a certain someone called Mossad. He's taking pics like that guy, Siegfried. He ran around for a while, visiting every corner of the empty lot. trying to get every detail in the frame. Suddenly started striding toward us in an annoyed gait.
이봐, 너희.
Hello? Yes, you guys. Over there. Has the code upon us?
다른 데로 가줄래? 시청자들한테
이-
방해가 되잖아.
Do you mind loitering around somewhere else? You're getting in the way of my viewers, guys.
저희의 통행에도 방해가
But
되는데요.
you're literally on our way, guy. He whipped his attention back to the camera as he thought he was pretending not to hear what E.G.O said, or as he decided that her words weren't worth entertaining.
아, 지금 내가
Oh,
어디
you wanna know where I am?
너무 놀라.
Hold on to your seats, guys. I'm at the back streets of District 16. Yep, where P-Cup is.
맞아.
Oh yeah, remember the P-Cup? 150 vintage semi-permanent can of ice cream unboxing and a review livestream? Yep, the very same. Unfortunately, I'm not here to eat ice cream today. You're streaming. Yeah. At least we're not streaming a game where we are streaming a streamer who's playing a game of streaming a streamer. So I've been meaning to ask, who's that fella even talking to? The heck's he doing?
아마도
I think he's talking to his viewers while watching the show.
모종의 방송 호스트.
It appears that he is the host of a certain show.
카메라를
It has been reported that in certain parts of the city, a new culture of live streaming via those cameras has been on the rise.
무례한 작자네.
What a rude piece of work!
너무 신경 쓰.
Don't let him get you down, kiddo. What?
정말
Huh? What a glorious day it is!
경사스러운 날이 아닐 수 없고. 저자는
Yo, this man is Sir Camille of Shiga Association West. Is honored as one of the top 10 up-and-coming new generation fixers, featuring in the October issue of Fixers Monthly, one of the big free fixer magazines of the city.
누누이 말하는 거지만.
I know we say this every single day, but most people don't know what. Never mind.
지난번에 버스에서
아.
보여주기까지 했는데.
Have you not hearkened when I shared this news to grave significance aboard the bus? Have none of you heeded my words?
그걸 듣게?
Are you mad? Why would I listen to you when I can nap instead?
빗길을 운행 중에
Such haranguishing of a winding path is of the cause of sickness on the road, Miss Don Quixote. Grumbling sinners clearly excited outside Don Quixote's world. She was breathing very heavily, a look of admiration clear on her face. I, for one, did not imagine even in my wildest dreams that I should be shaking hands with Sir Camille in person. Of course, no one shook hands or exchanged the simplest pleasantries with Camille just yet. 33% of damage contributed.
피를 마시는 순간에는 생각나지 않을 거다.
Yeah.
그러니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔.
In which the tale of our young master is revealed. Our young master is revealed.
불성산업 여기까지.
Shield Association. I don't know. Forgot the name. Twice, thank you. Shield Association jumpscare. So embarrassing. Do you really have to clown around with that thing while on a mission?
와, 여러분 보여?
Well, hey, Chet, look! Allow me to introduce you all to Paula from Zwei Association. She'll be my sidekick on this mission.
보조가 아닌
Listen, I'm not your sidekick.
착장을 보면 알겠지만 나랑 또
As you can probably tell from her outfit, she's a fixer from the West. Just like myself. But you don't look alike.
가끔 이렇게 협회에선
Association sometimes sticks me with sidekicks like her, I guess, well, for some contracts. Such an operation, you know.
나는 편이긴 하지만
Hmm? Oh yeah, totally. I know, I really shine when I work alone. But what can I do? I've gotta do what the higher-ups tell me to do. You'll get it right.
그래도 자,
Well,
골라.
why don't you say hello to my dear fans anyway, Miss Paula?
싱크
Oh,
스바이
oh, collaboration of Sing, and that's why
보게 되다니.
two formidable forces together as one. Think she's tearing up. What great, glorious, grand, blood-pumping feeling this is. My heart pounds madly as though it's explosion.
매일 영상으로만 본 자들이 보던 자들이 피규어로만 보던 자들이
Why is Monster identity here?
이야기하는 걸 눈앞에서 보고 있다니.
I don't really like the one learner. Where are the others? That's my question. Don't stream with their full team of all different fixers associations. Oh no. Master, please deactivate your identity, please, please. You look kinda like the Millers. Yeah! And he looks like Master, so it's Master's middle identity. Great figures I had previously seen only through recordings, through books, through figurines. I hear before me in the flesh, conversing, ampling right before my eyes. You just noticed it, huh? Think, huh? You know, most of the fixers here then done, Kyoto. If a fixer has been featured in one of the magazines I am subscribed to, then verily. Right. If that's the case, then if everyone here really are all fixers, then she probably knows who that person is too, right? That person who's been staring daggers at us the whole time. Then who are they over there? That group of fixers who's been staring at us for a while. Allow me to observe. Have our reputation already preceded us? To be recognized by mere sight? This is a joyous conundrum indeed. It's precisely why I had said that I must graciously bow out from that special feature on the front page of a newspaper. It may have a few gaps in my knowledge. It's probably that they are from a small upstart office that have only recently registered itself, but it's clear from the fashion in which they are garbed that they hail from the East. What a relief. Conveniently, I recognize who they are. Who they? Do I recognize the fixer whom I do not? For truth? I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it if it's a Heisha plan. Conquer stasis Hong Lu in utter disbelief. I said, "Come on, man! Don't look back at them. We've been looking for each other for a while, and there's no reason for me to avert my eyes. My man, that's what most people call a staring contest, and it's rude. So let's just." They're walking towards us. Should we have at them or something? Should we wave at them or something? Grab and yeah, let's stare right back at them again. Let's at least not come off like we are scared of them. Yeah, confidence. You know, they're within hearing distance, right? Yeah, they're right in front of us. Bloody hell! Don't look away, lad. Eyeball on right back. We don't want to get caught unawares. if we are about to get into fisticuffs. Oh, that's. Have you got business with us or what?
넌 또 왜 이 상황에서도 실실 웃고
Huh?
있어?
What's with the grin on your face?
아, 여러분에게
I didn't know I'd be introducing her to everyone so soon. Is it Ghost?
인사시켜 드릴게요.
You say hello
제 동생
to my little sister Gia. What? She's so ruthless! His family is packed! Yeah. Little sister, Jia Shishun. Little sister?
동생이요?
Little sister?
하면 몰라볼 뻔했지 뭐야.
I almost didn't recognize you. Last I remembered, you were only up to my knees in height.
그건 어릴 때였으니까.
That's because I was a child in the last time you saw me.
집을 나가서 혼자
And here I was wondering what kind of impressive shenanigans you were preparing for since you left home.
이게 전부야? 오빠
This is it? Is this all you've managed to build of your own faction?
세력이
They're not my faction, Jiju.
소개해줄게.
Come on, let me introduce you to them. I said here, this is Mr. Gregor, say hello. Yo. Don't be shy, my name's Forget it. I don't have time for this. Jia Chishin gave us a side-eye before dismissively cutting us off. Gregor's salts they are very funny. Yes! Well,
그래.
okay.
아, 이제 보니까
에이.
키만 자란 게 아니라 시춘.
We've not only grown in height, Chichin. I wanna.
나처럼.
I see that your circle of friends has been growing too, just like mine. But didn't you? Recording friends was a very optimistic assessment of Honglu's part, because the people who accompanied Jia Chichin were all threateningly sizing us up like they were getting ready for a fight.
정말 친구라고
You don't really think they're my friends, do you?
그리고 다른 오빠 언니들에 비하면
I'm still far behind my older siblings anyway.
그렇구나.
I see.
그리고
Do you know
몇 명-
that some of us are still out here looking for you? I do. Oh, that reminds me. I ran into Jia Yuan earlier and had a quick chat with him. And you're still in one piece after a run-in with that asshole?
오는 어-
Still lucky as always, huh? Think back to the time we first met this Jia Yuan. His venomous words, that continuous look he gave us as we lay there dying. It seems that moment was embellished into a pleasant quick chat in Honglu's memory. Either that or that it actually was what counts as a quick chat for Honglu.
시춘. 아까
Richard,
들었는데.
I've heard that this is a pretty dangerous place.
사람들이 실종.
People have been going missing around here.
너와 일행분들은.
Why don't you and your friends go find somewhere safe to take refuge in?
진짜
This thing can't tell if you're trying to be funny or if you're genuinely worried for me.
저기 말이야.
Listen, my naive brother.
나랑 세력
I got here first, okay? Earlier than you and your
떨거지보다
faction.
먼저
I mean,
이곳에
your
있었거든.
second-rate minions.
알아듣겠어?
Is this making sense to you?
토벌 참가자야.
I'm here to take part in the eradication of La Mancha land.
장소인지는
I'm pretty sure I have better intel on this place than you do.
참가자라니?
You are? But
시춘.
why would you take part in something like this?
토벌
It's not like you need a remind money, right?
당연하지.
Yeah,
오빠도
You don't say.
큰 돈이나 노리고 여기까지
and I
기어들어온
doubt you're in for the pocket money either.
큰 돈.
Pocket money,
그렇지.
Sure, whatever. Pocket money.
그럼
Oh, then it is. Never mind.
아니다.
I don't think you and Mr. Wei are going to answer that question anyway. Honglu's eyes momentarily diverted to his younger sister, to her Jose. There stood a long-haired man who looked toward Gia-Chichin as though he was asking for her permission, then walked toward us and bowed deeply and politely toward Honglu. Speaking fucking.
안녕하십니까, 도련님.
It has been a while, young master.
와,
Oh,
오랜만이에요.
it's been so long, Mr. Wei.
아직도
Still escorting Chichin, I see?
부족하지만
Yes, I'm still in her service, despite my shortcomings.
안쪽은 위험할 수도
I'm worried that it might be too dangerous in there.
아, 시춘.
Ah,
우리랑
why don't you
같이
tag along with us,
가지
Chichin?
않니?
Let's do this together.
도련님은
Young master, I see that you're still yourself.
아니,
Forget that.
서로의 목표.
Why don't you mind your own business?
헤어지는 건 어때?
And we'll go our separate ways.
보니까
I can see that you and your friends have some real talent for attracting attention. I prefer to keep things discreet. And I'd prefer if it if you didn't embarrass me in there by talking to me or something.
그래.
Okay, if that's
네가 원한다.
what you want, Chichin.
다시 만난다면
I thought you'd have gotten better after all this time, brother.
더 나은 모습.
At least better than you were the last time we met.
그렇구나.
I see.
네 눈엔
Suppose I haven't improved at all in your eyes.
지금 만난 게 나라서.
You should consider yourself lucky that it's me who you ran into. If it was one of our other older siblings, you're pretty head who would already be rolling in the dirt.
고마워.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Gia-Chichin scrawled and opened her lips as though she was about to shoot something back, but she thought better of it, turned around and left with her person. Well, they say it's rarer to see a happy family than it's to see an unhappy one. And look at me, I never considered that dog my family. No, but it's not what
뭘 쳐다보는 거지? 동일.
What are you looking at? Do you expect me to back you up or something? Oh man.
여전히 변한 게 없네요.
Just like old times.
예전에도 저렇게
Huh?
그랬다는 거야?
So, she was always that spiteful?
아니요.
Spiteful?
예전에
No, no.
다른 형제들
Children has always been, and still is,
요
my most amiable sibling, I must say. For I have cause to believe that I may have misheard still is, was it?
맞아요.
Yes,
아, 저것이.
it was. Easing expression grew into a complicated mess of emotions as he looked on the ground, unable to speak further.
회의는
Looks like they're holding some kind of meeting there.
이제 저희도 들어가야
We
할
should
것
probably join them. I looked to where Sinclair was pointing at and saw the lighter fixers walking into what appeared to be a makeshift command. Yeah, we should. Of the immensely devastating duel in which our fixer and the Jing battled. Any mean for one. It's Virgilius. Okay, yeah. This actually makes a lot of sense that the battle is Virgilius. But that's gonna be fun. Those people accompanying Virgilius and Carol.
반가워서 열심히 손은
Not even a wave back, huh? No, this wasn't about Virgilius. On who stood next to me was very gradually starting to hyperventilate. You okay, Don? Piotr?
비정상적인 호흡 숫자의 증가는
The gradual acceleration of her breathing patterns was first observed 10 minutes ago. I did not report it.
않았습니다.
I suppose no real risk on to her health and well-being.
호흡을 끝내는
I know a good way of dealing with a cease of hyperventilation. Probably death. Ryosha regarded me with a look that clearly and concisely communicated that she wanted to choke out Don Quixote. I tried my best to look away. Don is actually getting choked. Ishmael sighed and stepped forward, sensing that Ryosha was about to do something we would rather not have her do.
대신 말해드릴게요.
I can tell you what's going on. That fixes from the HANA Association. The HANA Association. Is that the one that's overseeing all Fixer Association activities, right? I guess so. At the times, Don Quixote went on impromptu Fixer-related lectures, went off and on. I never paid much attention to it, but once you hear something enough times, those lectures just have a way of lodging themselves into your brain. Fixer from an association. That name alone clearly carried a lot of weight among other fixers, as the HANA Association fixer, dressed in pure white, walked into the room. They all slowly turned around to gaze upon her. And
붉은 시선도?
the red gaze too. I have to say he really made a self insert with his hair color. I'm just saying, yo, Renassi.
성이
A color fixer here?
주목을 받는 게
Hey, looks like we've got another superstar here. Vegeta's, who we had somehow grown used to seeing after such a long period of traveling together, was commanding the attention of everyone in the room merely by his presence. Is that our director? No, it's a faction from our director. It's the association from our director. Really feels like that. That reminds me, I heard that Don Quixote was overwhelmed by sheer excitement when she saw Virgilius on the bus. I'm pretty sure she was on the verge of passing out from the sheer joy of getting to work next to a color.
이게 당연한 반응인데.
I guess this was to be expected. Virgilius is one of the very few fixers who has the honor on getting bestowed with the title of a color.
보고 있어?
Jared, are you saying this? Crazy, right? Look, that's none other than the color fixer Red Gaze himself, in the flesh. This was no mere backstreets operation we are talking about. Remember my pre-game stream? I told you guys that this had to be more than an urban nightmare. Oh, you're worried about me? Guys, listen. All I need is your support to youngsters these days.
요즘 것들은
Otis the Hag, right here. Switching Camille's non-stop jabbering and Otis' tongue clicking in even 3-second intervals, I wasn't sure which one of the two was more annoying. Both. Thankfully, we weren't the only ones getting increasingly tired of Camille's antics.
지금부터 이 회의장에서
From this point onward, any recording activities, save for official work-related recordings, with prior authorization from the HANA Association will no longer be permitted.
발각될 시
Should you be caught in violation of this decree, the Fixed Association will be leaving penalty points to your name.
등등까지 이뤄지는 점. 각 개인은
And we
잘
who
알고 있을 것이다.
are gathered here must be well aware of the consequences of accumulating too many penalty points. Fixer license suspension, great demotion.
여러분,
Well, chat, seems like it's the curtain call for tonight's show. I give them a very noble fight. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and don't forget about casting your votes for the Fixer Award to have dinner with contest. It closes at midnight. The HANA Fixer Code Declaration. fell upon Camille and the fixers inside the command tent like a heavy layer of snow. How do you get it? Because white outfit. Now I begin hurriedly fidgeting with the devices, trying to put them back in their respective cases and bags. With that, the commotion inside the tent rapidly simmered down.
꼴 좋네요.
Serves them right.
저자는 당신네 사람 같은데.
Yeah, there. Woman with that
빠져 있는 거.
apparently dislocated jaw. Appears to be part of your group. Is she alright? Tricks of an Hunter Association ask in our direction, glancing at Don Pietro. Don't mind her. It's easier that way. Soon our Peacock employee walked out in front of the fixers. Right. Round 4 against the Magellan, huh? I'm very glad to be here. Happy to see you all. For someone who's very happy to see us, he didn't so much as glance up in our direction.
저는 피사 아카이빙 부서의 3등급 기록직 과장 알레시오.
I'm a Class 3 Documentation Staff Manager at E.G.O Archival Department. My name is Alessio.
저분은
And she is...
이다.
no.
아까 만났던 최사.
So, Head Manager Kisara, isn't he the previous herself?
직접 나타날 정도의 자리는.
Not willing to dirty her boots by coming all the way out here, I see.
자, 그럼
Right then, let's get on with the briefing, shall we? As we are standing here and sharing our predictions with employee, who introduced himself as Alessio, starting loading up various images on the monitor. Mate, we really gotta go through all this bureaucracy. Briefing is yet to even commence. However, briefly let's not allow it to saturate beyond. The reproachful glares of the other fixers were so palpable that I could almost feel them prickling at my skin.
안고 싶네요.
Can we pretend that we don't know him? It makes me feel like I'm something of a fixer myself, standing here with all these people. Executive Manager. I've been a leader of numerous operations that would dwarf this little skirmish. Numerous? I wanted to hear more about her story, but the mission briefing was actually getting started. I decided to table my curiosity after that.
앞으로 3시간 이내로
The Munchland,
등장하게 될
which will manifest here within the next 3 hours, is an officially recognized urban nightmare class phenomenon. Dozens of fixers have attempted and failed to take it down.
잠시
We will now hold a moment of silence for its victims.
가지겠습니다.
Gets immediately cast a gaze downward with a graven expression, but I could count with my 10 fingers the number of people who seem to be taking it even remotely seriously. Some fixers muttered amongst themselves that the victims were just fools who were in over their heads. Even I, with my endless naivete, could tell that none of the fixers really considered them victims. A light buzz of murmurs and idle chatters fills the silence. A look of boredom clear on the fixer's face, as though they've heard it all
자,
before.
이제 이 화면에
Uh,
집중해 주십시오.
if I may direct your attention to the screen, several low resolution. You serious? That's like all the talk of everyone here. Several low-resolution images begin to load on the display.
라만차랜드가 탄생한 것 자체는
It is speculated that the origin of La Mancha dates back 200 years in the past. By a conservative estimation,
이는 보고된 사진과 영상
this has been determined based on photographic evidence and the level of decay of the buildings and materials retrieved and analyzed from the phenomenon.
하지만 라만차랜드
However, La Mancha was largely unknown and invisible to the public until 2 months ago. And the raw material that makes up this amusement park is... We all know what it is, sorry. We know all this already, just get on with it. E.G.O has the responsibility to share sufficient information to all participants of this mission. And like I said, we already know that's sufficient information. You got that? Let's stop wasting time and... This seems to be under a rather severe misconception.
물론
Of course, I'm sure some of my present company are consummate professionals with the skill and grit most people wouldn't dare scoff at.
하지만
But the truth is, most of you are father, common as mother. And for the average garden variety of bargain bin fixers, who are most likely going to meet a Dutch fit miserably and so while stuck on urban night materiality their whole careers. That's all you'll ever be.
나와 같은 위치에
Most of you will fall by the wayside before this path leads to you anywhere of even passing significance. Let alone joining the ranks of grade 1 fixers like myself.
설사 한
Some,
분이 운 좋게
maybe one of
회복이
two
된다 해도
of you may make it to grade 1, sure,
꿈도 꾸지
but I can guarantee that you won't even dare dream of getting anywhere near the Red Gaze's greatness. Well, we at Limbus Company are always by the greatness, right next to the greatness of the Red Gaze. Red Gaze. What's that?
그저 쓰러진 지
Maybe your best would be the honor of dying next to him, feeling the disparity between yourself and those who are at the top of the city. The grin on the fixer's faces quickly faded away as the boisterous fixer fell dead inside him. Blame me. So that Hana fixer is almost right out there with the guide, huh? Or at least somewhere right beneath his though.
그래도 역시 붉은 시선님이 더 짱이라네.
At the red gaze because she's glazing it. Aha! Yet the red gaze shall be outdone by a mere grade 1 fixer.
꼴사납게 자만하지 말고
So you know the places and pay attention to the brief.
협조 감사합니다.
Thank you for your cooperation.
계속 진행하도록.
Now let's see.
트렌드가
The reason for Lamanchalan's sudden appearance here is yet to be explained.
이곳이 뒷골목이
Its influence is still confined to the backstreet.
존재 자체가
In uniqueness of Lamanchalan possesses a tangible thread to teacup merely by its existence. Yeah, totally, dude. The local housing market hit rock bottom and continued to crash, didn't it? Fixers from earlier, the one who tried to stop us from entering the scene before scuttling away, slowly sidled up to his and began chatting us up. Most of us ignored him, but Honglu responds to him in a kindly voice. Oh, is that right?
당연하죠.
Yeah.
처음에 적에 출몰했을
It was insane when that thing showed up here the first time.
집되어 있는 건물 한
It appeared in the middle of the dense population center.
학교 아니어도
It was like two heads in one. All that screaming, all that blood, and
BQ
two heads in one. What a beautiful phrasing.
비사의 건물
Well, peacock buildings are well known for their elasticity.
꺼지진 않았어요.
The red glazed. So while they all got bent among the newly manifested phenomenon, they didn't like grumble or anything.
그래도 라만차레
Anyways, when Lamanchanen suddenly appeared there, pulsing and pushing away all the buildings that used to be there, people got crushed and a bunch of buildings got burnt.
그런 규모의 사고
There were really a lot of survivors, but some things were devastating. All thanks to E.G.O singularity, which kept the people inside the building safe. They set up 3-kilometer radius buffer zone to limit any construction in the area where it manifests. And
3km?
just 3 kilometers.
시사의 특이점을
Buildings
활용해
utilizing P-Corp's singularity have a very high level of elasticity,
웬만하면
meaning that buildings made using their technology are very unlikely to collapse or fall apart in response of shock. It is probable that they have decided that it would be safe enough to let the periphery of Lamanchaland slightly overlap with the residential zone.
피사의 모토가
Well, you know what they say. E.G.O can make a safe home anywhere.
하지만 그
So, you mentioned the shark when all the disaster happened. They only claimed for fame. They only claimed to fame crumble. The faith in the technology growing shaky. No wonder the real estate market crashed through rock bottom around here.
한때 여기
I mean, it was so bad that the locals banded together and stormed the Manchaland. Pickets and all. That's what those banners those banners were about.
사진에 보고된 것처럼
As you can all see, Lamanchaland presents itself as an extravagantly decorated amusement park.
여러 보고 중
One of the most commonly heard testimonies in the reports state that there is an 8-kilometer range radius from the epicenter in which people have been hearing this disembodied music of sorts. Several curious civilizations drawn by the music approach it. Most of them are yet to return.
그 음악 소리에 사람을 최면 상태로
Is it possible that the music holds
없습니까?
Is it possible that the music holds hypnogenic qualities? It is indeed a possibility. We won't be ruling out. Too many visitors have ignored the obvious warning signs and premeditates to call it a coincidence, possibly erring on the side of caution. We and the relevant individuals will be equipped ourselves with earplugs. What must we do once this Lamanchaland materializes?
일단 너희들이 라만차랜드에 입장하고
Once you enter its perimeter,
곧바로 전투를
you have to ready assess for immediate combat.
그곳에서 너희들이 마주할
Don't any kindly peer us giving away balloons. No amusement park employees popping pop-up. No staff members greeting you with a welcoming song. Only blood fiends. Blood fiends? You're real?
한참 전에 도시의 별
Have you heard about the blood red knight? That infamous star in the city?
있었는데
Some people say that blood red knight was actually a really powerful blood fiend. Yeah, and people say a lot of stuff. You know how rumors spread in the city? I bet it wasn't anything too crazy once you got down to it. Rumors. You never know how resilient, how devastatingly powerful and stubborn the blood red knight was. Your ignoramuses do not have the right to talk about that thing so lightly. I totally don't know who the blood red knight is from a different game. Yeah, it's obvious. Emilia Scarlet.
그래
Yes, the only things we'll find in there
오로지 혈기
are blood bags and the blood fiends that turn them sharpening their fangs to fill their ravenous hunger with your blood. Oh, here's a detail I was going to share earlier before I was cut off. The raw material that makes up every structure within Lamanchaland is human blood. Human blood dating back over 200 years in the past. Kids can make amusement parks out of blood? Ah, now I'm looking forward to this. If it's only blood fiends we'll find in there, I'm sure they'll waste no time making mice meat out of the greenhorns.
해결사들은 말투가 다 저래?
Is that how all fixers talk?
말했던 것 같은데.
The way that guy's talking about blood reminds me a lot how E.G.O used to talk about the Great Lake.
하다가는 목숨을
Hey,
날아가게 생긴
you can't blame us for being on the edge all the time. But the smallest mistake could cost us our lives. Not to mention how irritating it is when others, who don't even understand the danger, are dosing you off like there's no tomorrow. I didn't know. Thanks to some nod who's been constantly stepping on my phone. What a nice weather today, huh? It was Sinclair who stepped on his foot. At the rate of possible the heads of each man. but I held my silence. The last thing I wanted was to have the two of them bickering again.
이어가자면
Anyway,
라만차 랜드 안에서
if you manage to arrive 6 hours within a Marshland, the music announcing the closure of the park will start playing. We were able to cross-reference this fact from the testimonies of every fix and civilians who managed to make it out alive.
회장음악이 들릴 때부터
Once the exit song starts playing, you will have 30 minutes to exit the Marshland. Should you fail to do so, you are trapped inside the Marshland until it manifests here again, effectively putting you on an endless battle against the Bloodlines.
혈기들과의 기약은
If anyone even survives that long.
특정 놀이기구엔 실종자들
There also were eyewitnesses reports where some fixers identified missing people aboard some amusement park runs. But that's not the important detail for those who are present.
지금까지 파악된 증언들을 토대로 본다면 라만차 랜드는
Infinity Mirror Bundle Manchland only.
생존자들의 정보들을 통해 만든 지도를 보여주지.
Based on testimonies and reports from the survivors, we have been able to estimate a map of La Mancha Land, comprised of 4 separate
현
areas.
시점에서 이 마지막 구역까지 진입한
No one has yet to make it to the final area, which is located here. However, we were able to identify that the certain device in each area, area 1, 2, and 3 respectively, had to be activated first to unlock the final area.
참고로 현재까지 가동되었던 장치는
Devices within area 1 and 2 have been activated in the past, but no one has managed to activate the one in area 3 just yet.
좋아. 우리
Understood, I suppose we should be beeline to area 3 and save some time then.
아니
It appears that the device is reset when the Marshland disappears.
불교화된다.
즉
In other words,
인원들을
we will have to divide the concrete team up with other fixers.
입장을 해야
Choose an area to tackle. I
알았어.
see.
각자 맡은 구역으로
To split up, activate our respective devices and randomize to the final area.
1, 2, 3구역의 모든
Assuming that every team successfully activates the devices they're responsible for.
맞습니다.
Correct. We suspect that the key of to solving the La Mancha Land problem lies within the final area.
그쪽에서 말하고 싶은 것이 있나?
Is this something you'd like to share?
재밌잖아요.
Isn't it funny?
구역의 모든 장치를
We have to go activate some kind of device in each section of La Mancha Land to unlock the final area.
마치 놀이 같지 않나요? 라만차
It's kind of like a game, isn't it? Like we are giving those who dare to challenge the might of La Mancha Land stages to beat, conditions to fulfill.
우리가 혈귀들의 속내를 어떻게 알겠어?
I should even know what the Bloodlines are thinking.
악하게 태어난
These monsters are bone twisted.
하나, 확인이 필요한 사항입니다.
We have something we'd like to confirm.
우리 협회는 토벌
The Spy Association is here to rescue our client, not to eradicate the not for the eradication of what? Condition which was like by bit stage in 52.
우리 협회라고 정없이 말하는
What you mean the Spy and Sing? And leave me out!
따라서 츠바이 협회와
I thought that Spy and the Sing have no reason to enter 3 areas to activate those devices.
여기에 대해서는
I suppose you could take over from here for the sake of accuracy.
그러죠.
Oh shit.
이곳에 모인 여러분들
Right, I'm sure you all have your own reasons for being here, yes?
따라서 저희
Therefore, we at P-Corp set up the eradication divided fund, which means that we will be giving out the reward money based on how much you have contributed in the eradication of La Mancha Land.
뭐 토벌이 무사히 된다는 가정.
Assuming a successful outcome, that is.
따라서 토벌이
If your goal is the eradication of La Mancha Land, then feel free to roam on your own to fulfill your respective contract. As long as you acknowledge that you won't be receiving any payout that fund upon the successful compensation of the expedition. You are free to do as you will.
하지만 정확히
However, we would also like to request that you submit a copy of the contract so we are aware of its details.
확인했다.
Understood.
회의가 끝나.
I'll hand it over as soon as this meeting adjourns.
말 나온 김에
Speaking of which, I'd like to take this opportunity to declare something.
은근
If you-
우리 사무소에 묻어갔어.
And I mean, if any of you intend to ride our
대상에
coattails and to pilfer more than a reward any desire, I'll hunt you down too. Got that?
참고로
Ladies and gents, I can attest that he isn't one of the empty threats. I can't promise I'll be able to stop him. He sure is intense. I understand that a lot of money hinges on this contract. However, remembering that our primary objective remains to minimize casualties and to prevent further disappearances, leave some of that selfishness behind and cooperate for the greater good. Fine, I cooperate. If that's even possible. The Hana fixer did not contradict it. He was the kind of person who wouldn't hesitate to put her foot down. She could have easily forced us to cooperate, but it seems that she wouldn't keep us from infighting if it did come to that. And Kyoto was the only one passionately nodding along to her advice. So who's going to with who? And to which area? Did Shun Honglu's little sister, who's been listening quietly to the briefing, raised her hand with a question. You'll be assigned in teams and areas based on your internal data analysis of your individual capabilities, potential, and alignment. So we should probably avoid overcrowding. Such as settling us a group of dozen or so people, for example. We intend to avoid bottlenecking too many people in the same area. She's not hiding her disdain at all. Well, it's not that we wanted her to tag along. If there are no further questions, I will be assigning you to the teams at Area Pass. Objection! Every single fixer in the room whipped around to look at Don Quixote at the belonging rock. Perhaps it was the sheer fervor in her voice, or perhaps they were simply annoyed by her asking one last question about the boring briefing was almost over. Oh, please don't tell me this is actually happening. Oi! That actually woke me up this time. This might be the best time to go back to sleep, but would have recited in a summary execution back in the day. Okay. And the question is, how could it appear after the information of the greatest importance is missing from the briefing? Yes, a moment please. Lest you begin flipping through the briefing, Fluster. When shall the rescue operation of the victims of the satiric music bar commence? I believe that an operation of such grand scale may be difficult to accomplish only with the help of sirs and ladies from the VII Association. Hey, is that like a character you are playing or something? That's not mainstream at all. I like it. Now I gotta say, playing a character is a bit old-fashioned. At least, I know that my viewers wanna try something like that. It appears that there has been some misunderstanding. Our contract has nothing to do with rescuing the visitors, let alone all of them. Our contract is a search and rescue operation for a specific visitor requested to us by our client. Then, whoever shall make up the rescue party to the rest of its victims? Is she for real? Where did these idiots come from? Dude, let me see. Unless you've been specifically contracted or rescuing someone, I recommend that you peruse the missing persons flyers for the rewards. Yet, it is not the promise of the reward that I desire. So many valiant fixers are gathered here, yet not one taketh up the road of a rescue. Refuse fixer zwei, art thou not one of the zwei? One of those who call himself your shield. Yeah, their shield's alright. The iron shield of whoever enters an official contractual agreement with them. Fine, yet a fixer mustn't wager on their own life, or share the promise of a capital. Pray tell, when did the fixer of association abandon honor for greed? Oh jeez, okay, that's enough playing around. Do you even have any idea who you're talking to? I am very well aware. Young Camille of Qing Association, Section 3, frequent the feature of the Fixers Monthly magazine, currently number 7 on the in the Fixers. I want to have dinner with Coptus. So you know, wait, I'm only 7?
고작 7위? 뭐 그건 그렇다 치고.
But that is not important right now.
그러면 이거
If you're so knowledgeable about the Fixers, then I'm sure you know this as well.
쉔크 옆에는 할
That
일이 있어.
I, as a Fixer of the Sing Association,
버리진 않아.
am not one to waste breath on my words.
신청하지.
When we want to settle something to make a statement, we do it. An official duel to the death.
그렇다면
And
결투에서
wilt thou heed my words, or should I beat thee in a duel? But
만약 본인이
should I
승리한다면
beat thee in a duel?
도와.
Wilt thou swear of the on fine honor that thou shalt assist us in our rescue mission for those who have gone missing? Hey, are you serious? Challenging me to a... No.
돈 곁에
I declare that perforce shall not so slightly forsake my creed. I hereby challenge thee to a duel. Things were quickly starting to spiral out of control. Almost panicking, I glanced over Virgilius. But I couldn't read his expression. He was simply staring at us at that inscrutable silence. Silence that almost felt like warmth. Somehow I found myself getting more intimidated by this than outright anger.
일단
Okay then, I'll end the briefing here.
지금까지의 경험상
It can be determined from prior experiences that it will be impossible to stop the presently developing situation.
공이 평소보다 확장되어 있고
Pupils dilated
것으로 봤습니다.
rose forward at the steep anger.
가능성이
He refused to heed any external input. Our attempts to coax her will not be met in any meaningful response. So she lost it?
공터에서의 전투는 보는 눈이 적어서
I neglected to mention this earlier at the empty lot, Dante. On account of the lack of prying eyes.
지금처럼 해결사들의
I recommend
시선을
against turning your clock
소득 없는
네.
전투를 위해
when the eyes of every fixer participating in this case are watching us intently, especially for a duel in which there is very little benefit to be gained.
또한 다른 세계의 인격을
This includes summoning identity from different worlds or other use of ego. Everything makes sense. Well, yeah, but it's not like we'll be using them once we get inside, right? That's a theory. What's wrong with? As I was trying to convince Paul's otherwise, Don stepped in and resolutely shook her.
아니 필요 없으니 걱정.
Nay, worry not. This is an unnecessary crutch. What? Seriously?
그 협회의 결투는
A duel against a member of the Singing Association must be fair and just.
정한 결투에
Never did I intend to borrow thy strength, manager squire, but this hallowed battle of mine. Huh.
주위에 내 팬들이 없.
Sucks that I don't have my fans here to watch me wipe the floor with you.
여기에 모인
But I'm sure someone here will spread the story by word of mouth.
내 온정을 담아
I won't throw my gauntlet out of pity. On God, pity! Nova. Totally botched that. Let's see it get done, beat it up.
내가 모르는 장치가 있었나? 아니면 참가상이 뭐라도
Let's see.
너희가 이기기까지 걸리는 시간이 단축.
Awesome! Okay, the fixer is more balanced with attack and defense level. That one is more on the offensive and not defensive part. Then here's declared duel come in. Oh yeah, that's right! Declared duel is a mechanic there. But let's see who wins this. Let's see. Nope.
오늘도 정의로운 날이 될 수 있도록
Oof.
힘내자. 함께 아르카나 비트.
I don't even think I can clash every attack though. But he's faster and one slot is empty. Okay, doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. Technically speaking, add 7 plus speed and flick 3 eruption. Maybe dodging would be the better choice. Yeah, it would work. That would work. Great. She might win, you say? I take her. Okay, well, let's go. And then Fate Coin. Punch 1 attack! And then lost the second.
오늘도 정의로운 날이 될 수 있도록
Almost at stagger!
함께 아르카나 빛!
Technically, I have E.G.O. Only impossible to get the resources, but technically, I have an E.G.O. Yeah, this was fun. Maybe you can make her win in a clash against with Ares. It's pretty much everything struggling. And failed. And yeah. Yep.
뭐 너무 마음에 두지는 마.
예.
너희가 필사적으로 노력했던 건 내가 직접 지켜봤으니까. 물론 그런다고 실패하는 결과가.
Anyway, it's time to move onward. This but a light wound. Thou art sorely mistaken. If thou truly believest that much rage a wound could. It was definitely more than just a light wound. It was outright crippling, if not fatal. Camille wasn't our target after all. He moved at an impressive speed and precision, living up to his boasts. I couldn't bear to look at Don Quixote squirm in pain, but turning the clock here would leave an even greater wound in my heart. It's not the end. What a waste of my blade. Rather not have others here of this duel. Everything I'm bullying some poor amateur. It's enough, Camille. It's no crime to wish for the safety of our his victims. Yeah, but the attitude needs correction. Spotting nonsense like that, not knowing who she's talking to. Fix a dishonor that justice, and doesn't she know that it's just that's enough shenanigans? Let's not waste our strength before even stepping foot into the mansion. It was further trouble, and I ever put a stop to it myself. how much land it is. Approximately 1 hour. After an hour from now, the phenomenon may appear at any moment. Please remain in close proximity to your teams in case of an emergency. Momentary Gefolge came to a close thanks to our HANA Association's intervention. Always those cutscene power abuser. True. And only silence and occasionally groans of pain from Don Quixote filled the empty lot. Let's get back inside. I can't turn my clock in front of so many people.
아직 끝나지 않았다네.
Yo! I actually gone back! Yo! First time I've ever seen it! Let's go! Let's go, Spinner! The most valued employee. Let's go! But let's go! A pocket watch bundle. This is how I was able to complete my first area without having access to the fights. To get free damage. Yes! See, that's so much. We are halfway done on the first chapter of the excellent dialogue in which our exceptional informant LCD department has passed intel to us in our second communication. Well, does anybody wanna take a quick stroll around the empty lot while we wait? After nervously looking around the room, Rhodia tried to leave the tent, but Virginia stopped her. No, stay. I have something to share. Oh, come on, can you give her a moment? At least until the mission's over with? I know the lads really botched it this time, but nothing came off it in the end, didn't it? The company has some exclusive information we'd like to share with you. That is the only reason I asked you to stay. Does anyone want to take a quick stroll? Angelis instantly appears behind her. Yeah. Sir, Lord Redcase, had what I had done. I won't hold it against you, so be quiet and pay attention. Oh, Redcase, the illustrious, I said to bleach my undying loyalty to thee. But there's a small tablet and began loading something up there on this screen. The one who will now brief us in exclusive intelligence cannot be with us in person due to personal reasons. She wanted me to tell you that she regrets having to deliver the information remotely via this device. Look, 1, 2, testing. Am I coming through? Didn't the HANA fixer ban any of unauthorized recordings of video feeds earlier? Of course, but we've received prior authorization. Besides, E.G.O is already recording the conversation of every participant in this mission. That sounds like a roundabout way of saying we are just we've got us all bugged. Of course, the authorization was not free. We had to convince them that the information would be pertinent to capture the entity at the origin of the Mantraland. What's this? I see. Also looks like our yeah. As the on-site investigation reasoning team leader, Moses here. I've been trying and investigating the distortion phenomenon for a long time, and the motherhood. That reminds me, we did have a quick call with someone from the LCD back when she had a pretty bubbly personality, I think, and her name was... Hey, it's me again, Ezra. Been a while. Honey, bloodfins this time, huh? Don't tell me you were about to jump headfirst into the business without even asking our team leader. I'm telling you now, she used to bust plenty of bloodfins heads back in the day. You tell him how you used to whoop and buzz. You go shish on that smoking pipe and then went to where end? Well, yes. I do have some experience with investigating a battling bloodfiend. I've even met one of the bloodfiend elders, also known as the First Kindreds. She's definitely one of my favorite Project 1 characters. Yeah, I would have figured. I'm not a really loud character, since that's your archetype.
잠깐만요.
Wait, one of the First Kindreds? Let's see, one we thought was a 6th Kindred and a 7th Kindred, but I don't want to waste your time by taking your ears off about what happened that day, so I get straight to the point. Did Thou slay the First Kindred? Of course not. Yeah, cause she went easy on him, I tell ya. No, the bloodfiend took mercy on me. Our meeting wasn't as bloody as the scene you might be imagining at the moment. In fact, she was generous enough to give me a place to sit. And even if we had a moment to converse. What? The bloodfiend gave you a seat?
그걸 믿으라고 하는 소리냐?
You expect me to believe that shit? The shy? Hey, Ru, did you not talk to the team leader like that? Capiche? I do not understand that the public's perception of bloodfiends is far from amicable, but I do know that at least some of them, including the Eldimer, wish for a peaceful coexistence with humans. Back then I used to be able to state with absolute certainty that the bloodfiends were special, that they were no different from the distortion I had faced in the past. Those wells of blood splashing inside the pupils were my evidence, but when I shared this thought with the elder, she did not confirm nor deny my assertion. But now I would like to make a correction of my prior view. Bloodfiends cannot be explained only through the simple lens of viewing them as distortions. Their sense is similar to that of distortions, yes. However, we eventually drew the conclusion that the bloodfiends cannot be filed under that category. Our attempts to resolve a bloodfiend as one does a distortion failed. Studies into their true origin are currently underway. If your team is looking into the bloodfiends, I suppose you have some publicly unavailable information to share with the rest of us. Most especially is close to mine, and Ezra's birthday is close to yours. Cool. Yes, I suppose we do. I noticed on the video feed that Moses intently yet briefly stated Otis before continuing with her brief briefing. Maybe they knew each other from somewhere. Which brings us to this. The following is what we learned about kindreds and of true blood. Those with the same vein as the one that you've already encountered. I'm not talking about the ones that manifested as distortion after the White Nights and Dark Days incident, mind. It is said that the Primogenitor, the very first bloodfiend, wielded unimaginable power that could embrace countless humans and turn them into their kindreds. However, starting from the kindreds of the first generation, after the primogenitor, which are referred as the first kindreds, they restrict you to creating only 2 kindreds of a large generation in their long existence. Something about how they can just create families willy-nilly. Something like that. I do this chart, by the way. Not half bad, huh? Yeah, I found that Cassetiga was pretty disappointed about choosing Shasha as his kindred. Boss fights, the inaccuracies in the statement difficult to correct due to their ingracious nature. When a bloodfiend of a higher generation creates lower generation kindred, the one that embraces them is called a higher kindred, but the one that's been embraced is called a lower kindred. It is often the case that the kindreds higher up the bloodstream with a much greater power than the ones beneath them. You started your sentence with the condition that it is often the case. Therefore, it can be interpreted as a statement that there are cases in which such is not the case. You're right on the money. That's like how each distortion is different. Bloodfiends are also different in ways that our team leader will explain. Yes. Each bloodfield's power and idiosyncrasies often vary depending on the higher bloodfield's abilities. However, it is usually impossible to lower bloodfields to revolt against someone higher up the bloodstream, while there's no physical barrier stopping them. There's an intense psychological barrier preventing them from going so. Like a parent and a child, huh? Yes, like parents and their children, considering that they even call one another with familiar terms, such as father, mother, and child. It is no mere metaphor. This is why they cause such acts of revolt going against the bloodstream, filial impiety. This is not just as how blood becomes the axis of value judgment. So does this idea of an inevitable relationship between family members get imprinted into the core of their very being. Upon being turned, that means they experience that extreme level of twist in their moral judgment. That's why the bloodbacks were the bottom rung of the family tree. Bloodbacks are a different story. Bloodfiends and bloodbanks are the furthest two groups of beings could be from family. Brexit fate to become kindreds. Bloodfiends, they are quite literally portable bags of blood to replenish themselves at times of need. Detective, I mean a team leader, you should mention this too. You know, when I snap their necks and smash them right into water. Yes, bloodfiends have an irrationally extreme fear of water. Water doesn't physically harm them, but every bloodfiend I have seen thus far has been afraid of it. Sounds like an easy solution. Then can we just spray them with water to keep them off our backs? Since we are about to visit their den, that's crawling with bloodfiends. Good luck finding even a drop of water in here. Oh, and I was informed that one of you can sense a distortion. I learned this through unofficial channels, but I still wish to share. Huh? Glad to know there's someone else out there who understands this particular sensation. We'd very much like to meet you in person one day. Wishing we can be there to see it for ourselves. But there are any famous fixers there? But earlier the disturbed Camilla could be there too. Kick his ass for me, won't ya? I tried to put a prank on him. How did Vespa ban me from the chat? Well, he already kicked one of our asses. Oh, Vespa! Come on! I told you to hold the line! You said that they are partaking in certain activity themselves. I think we can end the call here, Moses. Very well. Any last words of advice? Any last words? I once heard that some kindreds higher up the bloodstream have overcome the fear of water. But eventually it does get thicker than water after all. But let's see if there's anything left out. I must advise you against underestimating the bloodlust. Because no matter how hungry for blood you think they are, they will be worse.
뭐야 그게?
What's that supposed to mean? The last words? In which is discussed the merry oath of the bus driver and the manager concerning amusement parks. I will never be a fan on how much story that there is. With about 30 minutes until the Manchalan manifests, we each decided to use this opportunity to gather ourselves. Meanwhile, I had something I wanted to ask the genius before we left. But for that I need... Anybody seen fast around?
아까부터 보이지 않으시더라고요.
I don't know why. What is it,
제가
Dante?
도와드릴게요.
I'm sure I can help. I wanted to ask Faust to relay my words to Virgilius, but I wasn't sure where she was. Fortunately, Honglu was still here with me, and noticed me looking around. I decided to ask for his help. 30 minutes, Dante. I always have so many questions floating around in my head, but whenever I stand in front of this man, my brain seems to decide to forget them all. Why didn't you stop her earlier, Virgilius? Earlier, when Don Quixote challenged Camilla to a duel. You need to translate. Dante asked why you didn't stop the fight earlier. Oh, so that's your look of reproach. I see. As you must be well aware by now, this association often chooses duels as a means of resolving conflicts. But they are also well known for letting bygones be bygones, once the conflict in question has been resolved through a duel. Perhaps a lasting memory of some ancient chivalric virtues has been pounded into the bones. I see, so picking a fight with a fixer from any other association or office might have caused a real problem fast. The nature of thing made this a pretty safe altercation, huh? Stopping Don Quixote from challenging that fixer to a duel would have only exacerbated the situation. Besides, the GTS have an pass. It is about time our first sinner woke up. Weird. Isn't Quixote the most lucid one out of all of us? And this interjection was so sudden and random that I wondered for a moment if he thought you were talking about someone else. What do you mean? But Honglu did not correct himself. He pointed his eyes and continued. The Icelander, always twinkling like two bright stars. They're so fascinating. Nice, huh? I noticed that the light in Honglu's eyes, the left eye was glowing dimmer, like light fading away as it sinks into the depths of the dark waters. Wait, I have something else I wanted to ask you. What I really wanted to ask Virgilius about was what happened on the train, but I wasn't sure if I could bring that subject up in front of Honglu, especially when Faust wasn't. What's wrong, Dante? You look flustered for some reason. I need to shiver your glove. Nervously, Dante. You don't actually believe I wasn't let in on what happened aboard the train, do you? I was like, Faust kept them updated. And then, damn it, what was going on with... No, I mean, what is she? They're asking what Don Quixote is? And it is not wise to use your tongue to ask questions to which you can find your own answers. Besides, there are more pressing questions you should be asking. What should happen with our first sinner, for example? I get it. It's Don Quixote's turn now. But you're not going to answer that question because I get that answer anyway, so long as I keep riding the flow to wherever it takes me.
떨림이
Chance of stop trembling.
제 뜻을
I say that as a sign that I have that we have an understanding.
막상 라만차랜드 안에서 뜻대로
Should you ever find yourself growing anxious in the mountain, when things start to go awry,
이 말을 떠올리시
remember these words.
앞으로
Henceforth,
어떠한 상황이
whatever happens, Don Quixote will remember the promise.
있을 것입니다.
Promise. I have no idea what that word is supposed to assuage any of my fears. But Julius isn't the type to waffle unmeaninglessly, so I suppose there isn't anything else I can gather from him at the moment. Sometime later, back among the sinners at the empty lot. What happened earlier? Verily, it's a marvelous day. Wouldst thou not agree, manager Esquire? It is? Is this the day alone? I had the church espying a Hana Association fixed with my own eyes. The honor of clashing my spear against Sir Camille of She. And indeed, Sir Camille was a fixer most righteous and becoming in his live streams. I have not even an ounce of doubt in my mind that the kerfuffle was not but an issue of miscommunication. How did you even access his streams on the bus? Manager Esquire, forsooth, I'm finally beginning to feel as though we are tackling contracts worthy of true fixers. To slay the wicked and liberate the innocent from suffering, 'twas my dream of a lifetime indeed. Sir Vigilius will once again insist that our primary quest is to lay our claim to the gold bone, yet I shall eradicate La Mancha Land, even if in cause of our quest. And mark my words, for I shall rescue its victims as well. Every last one of them. I stay in silence as Don Quixote boasts. I think I saw stars twinkling in her eyes, like Hong Lu said.
단테,
I've been looking for you folks,
베르길리우스 씨와
because you had business to discuss with Virgilius. It seems. I felt like she was accusing me that there wasn't any other reason I'd be looking for her, so I couldn't have a stomach. Now that I think about it, I don't see her alone with my Charon very often. I do have to say, I think also when it was with going with Hong Lu with the translated to Virgilius, my first thought was Yi saying, I think Hong Lu actually was the best choice. Maybe like who else would be good without like saying that much out? Like usually Heathcliff, Rodian would be the worst ones. Maybe Sinclair would be a good substitute translator. But when I think about it, I don't see her alone with Karen very often. And so it's just Hong Lu as a translator on the 2nd April. Awesome. What were you two doing here? Performing certain routine procedures with Karen. There's a certain examination procedure we must perform at the interval. What examination procedure? It mainly consists of grey matter biofusion. Normally, testing grey matter response activity level tests to electrical stimuli. It also includes several other tests, including external brain pressure variance test, bloodstream distortion test to verify that the amounts are within the expected range, and I will stop here. I'm certainly not one to talk, but I'm once again reminded that Faust is very good at talking to other people. The passengers are going to an amusement park. Amusement park more fun than the bus? I mean, we will see it. I've never been to one myself, but probably. It's said that individuals partaking in activities with amusement parks have, on average, an increased heart rate of 1.5 times the typical age. Why? Because they bought vehicles that are meant to raise their heart rate, and in turn their level of excitement. It is known that one of the rides most implementing an amusement park experience consists of the following procedure. Binding the passengers on the chair and dropping the vehicle, which often takes the form of a train, from a 100-meter height to the ground level within 3 seconds.
그거
Sounds like reckless driving. Well, you're one to talk.
운전사가
Must be a terrible driver. What's the current?
확실해.
True.
그럴 수도요.
Perhaps. She is one to talk, especially when it comes to reckless driving. I'm sure there are other more fun rides, right? Probably. Perhaps. We should go there someday. I read amusement park. Make a list of stuff you want to do when you get there. Karen, Dante wants to know what you want to do.
언제?
When?
어디서?
Where?
저희와 버스 외에
They're asking you, should they come which you are allowed to travel with us on vacation other than the bus itself? What would you like to do at an amusement park? There was a long pause. Karen's eyes glimmered momentarily as they began to wonder elsewhere.
그곳에서
Karen wants
사탕 먹고 싶어.
to eat candy there. Totally fair. Looks like today is one of those days when everyone gets a twinkle in their eyes. Okay, this is gonna be the last one. When is concluded the method by which the eradication quest of fixers, the brave and the bold, are to be conducted. Awesome, I can rechoose the whole team.
자,
H서와 8구의 안내는
Yeah, just have backup, so I guess it's awesome.
제 차례인가요?
내가 나를 점 찍었다니. 격에 맞는
I still don't know.
준비하는
When you have them in a support, do they lose their support capability? Okay, or do they still have the support while? They only lose the support and gain passive and then okay.
H서와
So
8구의 안내는
obviously him.
보시죠.
Sure, lose fun.
내가 나를 점 찍었다니. 격에 맞는 조언도 함께 준비한다.
몸집보다 원하신다면
Yeah, this is fun.
라만 차렌드를 뒤엎는다.
Let's spin remember to redeem first and code stream. Fixers begin gathering one by one at the site.
나만 차랜드가 등장했습니다.
The mansionette is beginning to manifest.
음악 소리가
From the
들리기
moment the music began to play, which measures at
22시 12분까지
1,612 hours today, La Mancha Land will be open until 2,212 hours.
네가 스스로를
Even when you feel like giving up on yourself,
약속하지.
I promise.
그게 다야?
Is that it? What? Yes.
앞으로 어떻게
But how will you live on?
고마웠어.
Thank you. Everything.
해결사 잡지는
Don't forget those fixer magazines.
모험은 싫어.
Please, please. I don't want an adventure. Stop, please.
나 기가 막힌 생각이 나.
I have conceived an idea most ingenious. It's the same phenomenon I experienced back at the Great Lake. But these memories are much more fragmented, opaque, the glimpses of the Don Quixote I saw were nothing like the person I know, but should have followed this journey to its conclusion. What shall happen with our first sinner, for example? I don't understand what all these glimpses of memories mean, like always have. And we made our way toward La Mancha Land. This kinda looks like the Death Flower. Yeah. It does. La Mancha Land. This place is pretty spooky, huh? I smell blood. We are contending with a phenomenon that has devoured dozens of fixes. Do not let your guards down. Here they come, those blood-themed beasts. Look, survivors! Man, I really could have broken my viewer count recording with a dramatic shot like this. Weapons in their hands. They are not civilians. Executive Manager, isn't there something off about some of the outfits? Those anachronistically antique costumes are quite the novelty these days. I have identified several individuals dressed in clothes that are difficult to be worn without assistance. Meaning that maybe someone in there will be forced a wardrobe change on them. A murmur among the fixers began to grow, slowly increasing the intensity. Alessio shouts from behind the line. For us to stop. Hold! Don't approach La Mancha Land yet. We must allow it the first 10 minutes post manifestation to expel its wastes. Stand behind the line of our safety. Who are they? What office are they from? The association fixers. Excitement is in the air as the fixers attempt to guess who they are. Firefighters! They're all from the Firefist office. I recognize the outfits. They're from our office. Told y'all, boys. I told y'all. I told y'all that the boss ladies are going to make it. Even if we were to fail to eradicate the eradication contract. Yeah, technically I should be voicing like this. I guess I'm going to do it for now. Even if we were to fail the eradication contract, if they could make a 15-minute testimony and show what intel they found, we'll net the contribution reward. Like I said, please hold for at least 10 minutes until they finish expelling. A fixer ignores the Alessio warning and rushes her out to greet the survivors and helps her to her feet. Make this! Make this! She looks pretty. I like the drip. We made it, boss! We made it! We can finally move out of that moldy, samey basement office and find a place with some sunlight! Remember how they all scoffed at us? Come on, let's go! Let's do some interviews, get paid, make a name for ourselves! Survivors my ass! So just hold on a little longer, okay? La Mancha, bloom your smiles of joy. Mancha Land, it's all dream-free here. We hope you're safe away from here. Blood bags at the gate, and they were likely turned moments before they escaped. Bitten by a small fly. Going by the speech she'd heard, The higher up of the bloodstream you go, the faster the transformation occurs. Some powerful blood things can make it happen. The will for the city to occur at the time of their choosing. Fire of his crack idea is based exactly on that character. Yes, I guess that.
저기
Alright, you guys seem like the you guys seem to be the expert. Got any pro tips for newbies like us? Pro tips? Oh, I got one.
실력이 부족하면
Mumbling accept your death if you don't have what it takes.
살기에 의해 피조
Getting turned into a blood bag is not different from death, you know. Appears, dies, get SS rank ID. True. That's easy. No one's ready to accept that anyway. Is it wrong for me to say that I would rate a smash?
아니야. 마이너
Is it
아르카나도
weird?
그랬지?
I don't know.
조심해. 마이너라고 해도 생각보다 강할 수 있으니까.
Counter awesome.
내가 응원해줄게.
Never sticking crazy. But crazy looks so cute. Damn it, Faust. Execution terrible.
비뚤어져 끓여.
저것 봐. 저건 탈진 상태인 것 같아. 기절일 수도 있고 시간이 가난한 사람들 같아 보이기도 하네. 역시 최저 4시간을 보장하는 제도는 잘 만든 것 같아. 너희도 그렇게 생각해?
죄인인가?
뭐가 치워라.
방금 멋졌어. 너희들의 사랑의 힘이, 빛의 힘이 저 어둡고 악한 아르카나들을 뒤흔들었어. 이대로면 승리도 시간 문제겠지?
비뚤어져
차포잡이라 예상한 것보다 움직임이 더 좋구나.
I don't know if it already has happened, but it would be interesting to see. Like a battle where it's like so when you select your sinners, it doesn't say 1, it says 1-1, and then when you get to 6, it say 6, and then select the 7th. It says 1/2 or 2/1, one or the other. Depends on which one. It would be interesting.
하늘이 갑자기 확 돌아갔네? 솔직하게 말해서 한 번에 이렇게 강한 공격을 할 줄은 모르고 아주 옛날에
I like this instrument so much.
정확한 수치는 몰라도 아무튼
The lead instrument that there was.
만드는 것만큼 내가 어버이보다 뛰어났지.
Oh yeah.
또한 용서할 테니.
Priest of La Mancha and Greg is always ready to be staggered. Now it's time for third skill. with just a tiny bit of lustrous. Only a tiny bit. What is missing there? One on. For Greg, I really need to focus on getting that enough there. This is insane. Let's see if they if she can survive this manager. Nope. Weaker than the fixer.
성공! 오늘도 정말 멋진 활약이었어. 내일도 불러줄 행복한 미소가 쏟히는 곳.
Narrator.
그와 함께 꿈꾸는 자유로운 공간.
La Manchaland, glorious smiles of joy. La Manchaland, a place of freedom to dream side by side with blood fiends. We wish you a wonderful stay here.
지금부터 5분 뒤
Admission end in 5 minutes. Please form a line and enter in an orderly fashion. Remember, enter through the back left and exit through the back left.
마감 후에는 입장이 어려운
Entry may be difficult once the admission are over, so please wait by the gate for your blood
몇
bags.
시간 후에
But
다시
then,
볼 수
I
있는
hope I'll be seeing some of you again in a few hours. Fixer's cold voice contrasted with the cheerful voice echoing from the announcement. She really likes making things ominous, doesn't she? Doesn't she? But she did only gave us a light nod. Strangely enough, his aloof attitude was what gave me peace of mind. And the last thing I saw before the gate shut behind us, the odd look on the eyes of every Peacock employee, all intensely fixed on the closing gate of La Mancha, as if they didn't even want to miss a little glimpse of it. It's awesome. They're all like, "Oh my god! Honor Association and the color."
나를 향한 죄책감도 피를
And then in the end, he does nothing.
마시니 가릴 것 없이 마음껏 마셔. 그게 우리가 이룰 수 있는 유일한 꿈이니까.
So for the next time on Limbus Company, of what peril befell us in the case of Lambanchaland and our encounter with the Blood Fiends. Oh my god, Akala and Hana! Why are they not coming with us? So, to be honest, it doesn't really matter that much what I get first. Since the rest I'm just gonna grind. Lazy OP people. That's the balancing. You make someone overpowered, but then you make them lazy. So, if someone is lazing around, don't start a fight with them. They're gonna use a gas blaster on your ass. So hence, who is that? I can get 10 of these. I can get all of these. I can get all of these as well. And all of them. I can get all of them, but level 4 XP. I kinda need one. But I have 200 right now. And I get a bunch more from the pulling I did. Okay, little boxes acquired. That's the next one. So yeah. So tomorrow will mainly be the grind before stream for time killing time, and then we continue the regular streaming time for the dream ending. So first stream in the middle of everything, yeah. I'm lucky that I'm streaming this because this was a bit odd right now. But there was no sound. Is that? So good. But yeah, my current goal is brilliant. Then he's saying a certain horse. I'm getting closer and closer for Brilliant. I want to see who is the weekly. Ah, fairly odd parents. Okay.
야밤의 달빛과 함께 사라지는 것이 저의 필요이요.
So everyone, be hyped for the next time on Limbus Company,
죽음께 서겠습니다.
where we'll go deeper into La Mancha land. So yeah, we're gonna raid Kona. There's not much to it. Wait a minute. I need to check something. I can check the type of facet that way. Yeah, I still can't type. So our rate message is going to be La Mancha Ray, because I am creative. If you want to use the emotes I have, you can use your channel points to redeem one of my emotes for this raid. If you want to save your channel points, you can use your own. You can use your own emotes you have currently on your account, maybe other streamers or Twitch owns. Oh yeah. Next stream is gonna be tomorrow with one La Mancha then. We're gonna raid further because I don't have pretty much anyone else to target with a raid. See you guys next time for the last week of summer. At least for me. Bye!